Welcome to episode 240 of UFO Buster Radio News. 240 episodes just on UFO news. Can you dig it? I mean, literally, we've had articles from the last year talking about that ufology is dying, reports are dying. No one gives a damn about UFOs, but yet 240 episodes, and I only covered maybe a tenth of the reportings and sightings and all that nonsense. How could it be dying? How could it be dead if your own government in the U.S. of A. is investigating UFOs yet again? No, I'm not talking about the History Channel special on Project Blue Book. No fucks given. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that if you look on UFO reports, you look at the news, your government, again, it's taking on the task of looking into UFOs. Not just because the Air Force said we need new guidelines for our members to be able to freely identify UFOs. Nope, that wasn't enough. Not just because To The Start Academy and Tom DeLonge decided to say, hey, Elizondo, can you steal for us from the Department of Defense some UFO video from FLIR cameras? That's not what did it. The fact is that UFOs continue to be a mystery, and the public faction of the government of the United States is still looking into it. That's what we talked about yesterday, I don't think it was yesterday. It's the last episode. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. But that's what we talked about. You have Republicans who are saying, hey, I am part of this committee. I need to know what the hell is going on. You can't just go out and make it public that you're going to change the way that Air Force members, men and women, are reporting UFOs and think that, the Congress is not going to be involved. Yeah, that's what that report was about. And that's what I'm saying today. There is, again, an interest in UFOs and where they come from, what abilities they possess, and what does it mean for your government. But it's just not the United States. These things are happening everywhere. Australia, the UK, China, Japan. There is no country in the world that's not impacted by this. And it makes you wonder, how can so many countries be so goddamn clueless about this? If you're spending $35 million a jet and a UFO outruns it, outmaneuvers, does whatever the hell it wants, you have a lot of questions to answer, Lucy. You need to answer to your constituents, where is their tax money going? Because apparently these expensive ass fucking jets aren't worth shit. They aren't worth shit in protecting what's around your planet, around the part of the planet that belongs to your country. Or does it really belong to your country? I don't know, because shit's flying up there that doesn't give two fucks about boundaries, about, borders. Doesn't give a shit about that. And your country's jets and the military, it's clueless. And we saw that. Lieutenant Fravor and everyone else proved that. That these things don't give a shit who you represent. What government is making you do what? What flag you follow, it means absolutely nothing. But we continue, because it's all FUBAR, as they say, fucked up beyond all recognition, because they continue to make people second guess what the hell is going on. And the article today has a lot to do with that. Because again, it's another person that's taking a really strange look at this whole ufology thing, this whole alien thing. And I can tell you right now, I absolutely disagree with what they are publishing. Completely, in every single way. But before we get into the news article for today, don't forget to follow on Facebook. The Facebook page is Manny Moonraker, UFO Buster Radio, and on Instagram at Manny Moonraker, and on Twitter's at UFO Buster Radio. So let's get to it. Stop the Press says, because someone thinks that aliens should not be killed. Are you are you serious right now? So the title for the article is We Should Be Prepared to Kill Aliens. And the first place I saw this was on UBR Truth Seekers. So again, I thank the members of UBR Truth Seekers. Thank you for publishing these articles because it really is a topic of conversation. Do you really think that your government is not going to kill an alien? Apparently if they're south of the border, they kill fuckers any chance they get. Why wouldn't they kill someone from 4.2 far who could possibly create nothing but harm to you? Yeah, that's what we're saying. So apparently there was a scientist by the name of Guy Harrison who argues in a Psychology Today article, an op-ed, as they say, that biologists may have to come to terms with killing alien life in the name of scientific progress. Now, what's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? I don't understand what is the issue. Apparently, the person who wrote this article, the article is linked in the description. You can go check it out. And if you want to write a monastigram, go ahead. It's okay. I have no problem. It's good. So Guy Harrison, he's suggesting that there are guidelines that future biologists may find helpful. For example, just to throw it out there, that these biologists may take any extraterrestrial life that shows signs of intelligent life should be spared. And in the case that we may need to be able to learn about alien information by using our words instead of our scalpels, but there may be times where our scalpels are going to be necessary. And here's the thing. Here's the thing for you guys. If you believe that since the 1940s, there's been a sort of internal disclosure in the government, right? We have a dark government, we have space programs, we have reports that from Roswell, we recovered alien bodies and they were taken to all kind of places, Ohio, Area 51, all these different places. If you really believe that happened, don't you think that those bodies have already been under a scalpel? Don't you think that we've already taken those bodies apart and tried to figure out what they mean? How are they similar? How are they different? What is it that we need to be afraid of? This particular writer thinks that it is absolutely nuts to suggest that we would, in any event, in any kind of interaction, would think about taking one of these fuckers and putting them under a knife and finding out what they're about. This is exactly what he says. If you ask me, this guy, Guy Harrison, dude, is a fucking psychopath. He says, hey everyone, dibs on cutting open the first alien we find. I am mentally prepared to do that. Even wrote an op-ed, so yeah, get in line. He doesn't think that we should be able to even fathom the idea that we need to tear open into the first alien we find. Ladies and gentlemen, I propose to you this, that if someone came over from the other side of the universe, billions, not millions, not thousands, not hundreds, billions of stars away, do you really think that they're not a threat? Do you really think that they're not thinking of us as hairless monkeys? There is nothing wrong with trying to figure out what we're up against. Yeah, you can make the argument that a lot of people are following the Prime Directive, as in Star Trek, where they come in and observe. They don't want to interrupt our development and things like that. But if you look at historically, the stories that we've seen, people being abducted, cattle mutilations, UFOs interacting with nuclear arms, missiles, going to bases, deactivating basically what we use to protect ourselves. Is that really someone that's here for scientific inquiry? Is there a point where you have to think about that maybe we need to dissect one of these fuckers to find out what the hell is going on? I think so. I don't think you could take this lightly. If someone came from 4.2 far in order to, find out what we're about, and they take our women and children whenever the fuck they feel like it, that's a problem. No, you're not going to go out and just hand them a apple pie and say, hey, it's good. It's good. Yeah, you can take Mary if you want. Hey, look, there's Jennifer. Go ahead and take her too. That's not what you do. If they're taking our people, if they're fucking with our cattle, not literally, but they might, then you need to put a stop to it. You need to go ahead, grab them and say, hey, buddy, I'm going to cut your ass open and see what the hell's going on. Since you cut open my hamburger sandwich, did you cut open my beef and you fucked that up for us? I'm going to cut your ass open. And really, let's look about this. Let's really think about what's going on, because we've said time and time again, people who have experiences with grays, which seem to be the most popular, is that they're not regular beings, that they appear to be androidish, that they are what you would sacrifice. It's kind of like your Roomba vacuum, basically. That's all they are. They're programmed individuals who go out and search the cosmos to try to find life, and then they study it as robots, as androids. So yeah, I'd say cut those fuckers open. Don't worry about it. This particular author, I don't know. I just don't know what to say about this guy. But if you look at the link in the description, you want to read his article, it's pretty short. He basically talked about what was happening in the article regarding Guy and what he thought about it. And he vehemently just continued to describe how it was wrong for us to want to dissect an alien. Sorry, buddy, but if they traveled 8 billion years or 8 billion light years to get to us, chances are they could get rid of us in a matter of a few hours. If they were able to travel so far just to come here to this little blue planet, chances are they have other intentions. They have other things they're looking at. If they're wheeling and dealing with the governments at large, why would they really show themselves to us as friendly? You don't deal with governments. You don't deal with people who keep things in secret unless you yourself have a secret. That's all I'm saying. I think this guy is wrong. Yeah, you have to be ready to kill an alien. Because I'd rather I save some of my listeners than, put them up just for some technology secrets. that's just the way it is. That's the way I feel about it. And I'm feeling a little bit gangster about it too, to be honest. But you'll see that at the end of this particular podcast. Now, the other thing I want to tell you guys is that if you're interested in testing the Alien Hunter game, it is in beta platform right now within Google Play. We have a plan. It might take dissecting a few aliens. But as Zachariah might say, beam me up, Scotty. I'm ready to test this game. Alien Hunter will be on there. We're waiting on Google Play to actually give us the okay to beta test it. And we'll go ahead and put the link out so that you guys, the listeners, can beta test it. It really is only going to go out through social media. Any other way, you're not going to find it. It's not going to be in the description to the podcast because we pretty much think the folks that actually follow us on social media go a step beyond. So we want them to test it first just because they follow the madness of UFO Buster Radio. And we're going to let them test it, give some feedback. We'll make some adjustments, and then we'll put it out for the general public in a couple of weeks. But that's where we are right now. At the end of the game, if you beat the final boss, there is a special message from yours truly for you that would explain how you get that $25 million abduction policy that I talked about a few episodes ago. The only way to get that message is to finish the game, play through. It's only about, 12 levels. You'll be able to knock it out. And if you get fired, it's okay. You can play it at work, play it at your desk, play it during lunch, play it while you're on the shitter. It doesn't matter. Just play it. Get to that final message because that's what I want you to do. And then get ready because there's going to be 4 more chapters to this game as we hone our skills in writing these games. And I promise you, the chapter 2, you're not going to believe who's going to be on it. I'm not going to say any names. But they're going to be there in voice and in spirit in chapter 2 of the Alien Hunter series. Brought to you by UFO Buster Radio. So at the moment, like I said, listen, the fact is, if any rubber dick comes from 4.24 fucking with the United States, with America, with the world, they need to be dissected. Plain and simple. Who gives a shit? You need to protect your family, your friends, your grandma, your dada. Protect them all, no matter where they come from. And with that, I leave with this. I'm going to leave out of this podcast as a gangster. I'm going to play foul because this is foul what this idiot said. But if you want to leave him that message, you let him know. Ciao.